Welcome back. In Montessori, we often say that language is a material. It's just as powerful as anything a child might find and explore on the shelves. How we speak to elementary children shapes how they think, how they relate to others, and how they see themselves. Today, we'll look at Montessori aligned ways of speaking to children ages 6 to 12 that honor their intelligence, support their independence, and facilitate their social and emotional development. Elementary children are in a really unique developmental stage. Their reasoning abilities are expanding rapidly, and they're constantly asking why. At the same time, they have a strong moral compass. They care deeply about what feels fair, just, and consistent. Social relationships become central, and peer dynamics matter enormously. When we speak to elementary children, our language needs to respect their thinking mind, acknowledge their moral sensitivity, and recognize that they're deeply connected to their peer group. When we lecture or talk at elementary children instead of talking to them or with them, we often trigger resistance or disengagement. See, they want to be collaborators, not passive recipients. Using a conversational tone instead shows respect for their thinking. Avoiding power struggles keeps the focus on problem solving rather than creating a sense of control. And when we invite dialogue, we communicate your thoughts matter here, which strengthens trust and cooperation between us and the child. Elementary children can handle clarity. They don't benefit from sarcasm, indirect hints, or emotionally charged language. Saying exactly what we mean, calmly and directly, helps an elementary child feel secure. Neutral language allows them to focus on the message instead of our emotional state as the adult. Clear communication then builds trust because children know exactly what to expect from us. At this age, children want to understand the reasoning behind expectations, the why. Explaining that why shows respect for their intelligence. When we connect actions to real consequences, especially those that affect the group, children begin to internalize responsibility. Emphasizing this shared responsibility helps them see themselves as contributors to the community, not just rule followers. Reflective questions slow the moment down and shift the work back to the child. Instead of immediately correcting or fixing, instead we invite children to think about their actions and choices. These kinds of questions: what do you think happened? How could we solve this? What might help next time? All support executive functioning, self-awareness, and problem solving, essential skills for this unique developmental stage. Labels can quietly shape a child's identity. When we label a child, we risk limiting how they see themselves and how others see them. Montessori language focuses on behaviors and choices instead. This preserves the child's dignity and leaves room for growth. Children are much more willing to reflect and change when they feel respected rather than judged. Elementary children are deeply connected to their peers. Language that references the community, how one's actions affects others, resonates so strongly at this age. Using inclusive language like we and our classroom reinforces a sense of belonging. And encouraging peer accountability helps children learn that they're not just responsible for themselves, but for the well-being of the group as a whole. Conflict is not something to eliminate, though. It's something to guide. By listening to all perspectives, we can model fairness and respect. And when we help children find words for their feelings and needs, we're teaching valuable lifelong communication skills. Our calm presence and language truly set the tone for how children learn to navigate disagreement. Limits are necessary, and in Montessori, they're delivered with both firmness and kindness. We set boundaries without shaming, blaming, or threatening. Staying calm and consistent helps children feel safe even when they're upset. Focusing on what comes next rather than the punishment keeps the emphasis on learning and growth. Children are always listening, especially to how adults speak in moments of stress. Our tone, word choice, and patience become the model for their communication. When we make mistakes, repairing them openly shows children that accountability and humility are part of healthy relationships. It gives them that permission to make mistakes and learn on their own. Our ultimate goal is not perfect behavior, but the development of thoughtful, responsible, and confident communicators. When our language aligns with children's developmental needs, we support not only their learning, but their becoming. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and follow along on all of our social media platforms for more inspirational content just like this. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Until next time, have a great day.